Hello students, welcome back. So now in this session we will be discussing the concept of disjunction, that is OR. You will get to know how do we prepare the truth table for OR operator, and then we will also discuss the difference between inclusive OR and exclusive OR. Since there is a very minute difference between the two, so just be a bit careful. And then finally we will be discussing the concept of negation, and we will be discussing the truth tables also for the same. So stay tuned. Okay, so now that we have discussed conjunction, now we will be discussing disjunction. So disjunction, or it is also known as alternation. Compound statements P and Q are combined by the connective OR. Like we had and its symbol was this. Now we have OR and its symbol is this. This is conjunction and this is disjunction. Right? So you need to remember that when we have this sign, it means and this sign means OR. This is important. So disjunction or alternation, compound statements P and Q are combined by the connective OR. Then the compound statement denoted as P or Q, this is read as P or Q, so formed, is called a disjunction. Example, two lines in a plane either intersect at one point or they are parallel. Sometimes we use the connective either or to obtain P or Q, right? So when either you use generally either or you have it just as or. Two lines in a plane either intersect at one point or they are parallel. So this is an example of disjunction. We will also discuss the truth table for OR as we discussed for AND, that is conjunction. Further, we have some important points on disjunction. A compound statement with an OR is true when one component statement is true or both the component statements are true. So when we discussed conjunction, that is AND, we discussed that in AND you need both the statements to be true. P as well as Q both have to be true. Only then will the truth value of P and Q would be true. But in case of OR, as you know, the meaning of OR is either one of the two has to be true. So in this case, if P is true, Q is false, you will have the truth value of P or Q as true. So either of the two has to be true, then the truth value is true, else it will be false. In fact, even if both of them are true, then also the truth value would be true. A compound statement with an OR is false when both the component statements are false. So let's discuss the truth table for P or Q. So similarly, as we discussed in case of conjunction, that is AND, P and Q, you have two columns. You have the cases true, 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 false, false, true and false, false. So we have this as P or Q, that means true or true will be true. Both of them are true, P or Q is true. Either of the two is true, P or Q is true. When both of them are false, then P or Q would be false. True, false, true. False, true will give true and false, false is false. So you can see only in the case when both are false, you will get P or Q as false. And again Q or P, true, true is true, false, true is true, true, false is true and false, false is false. So the rule is that it is false only when both P and Q are false, else P or Q is true. Okay, when we discuss this disjunction, that is OR, you can have it inclusive or you can have exclusive OR. Just try to understand the difference between the two. In fact, it is apparent from the names also. We have inclusive or we have exclusive OR. Let's discuss an example. A student who has taken biology or chemistry can apply for MSc microbiology program. So this is a condition that a student should have at least either biology or chemistry can apply for MSc by microbiology program. This means that the students who have taken both biology and chemistry, or only biology or only chemistry, can apply for this program. So this is an example of inclusive OR. In this case, truth table is same as P or Q. What are we saying? I am saying that only if you have bio or chemistry, you can apply for MSc microbiology, right? So that means if you have taken bio, you are eligible. If you have chemistry, you are eligible. And if you have both, then also you stand eligible for the MSc microbiology program. So that is the case of inclusive OR. That basically means that we are considering the case of true, false. You have bio, you don't have chemistry, truth value is true. You don't have bio, you have chemistry, truth value would be true. And if you have both, the truth value is again true. When you are including this case, this is an example of inclusive OR. There can be certain cases when you exclude this particular case. So when you exclude this case, when both the cases are this true, then that will be termed as exclusive OR. Let's discuss that also. Student can take French or Sanskrit as their third language. This means that students have to choose between French and Sanskrit. You can either opt for French or you can opt for Sanskrit as your third language. So it excludes the case when one student can choose both subjects. This is the case of exclusive OR, and it is represented by P or Q. You write it as this with a bar under this sign, or you can also write it as this. This is exclusive OR. That means we are just considering these two cases. This is known as exclusive OR. That means you cannot include this case when both the things are true. You cannot opt for both French and Sanskrit as your third language. You can either opt for French or you can opt for Sanskrit. So I hope you must have understood inclusive and exclusive OR. Now truth table for exclusive OR. Now we have already discussed that in case of inclusive OR, your truth table is going to be same as your OR. Now truth table for exclusive OR is, we again consider the same cases: true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. When this is true, this is false, you have it as true, you have it as true. This is exclusive OR, and false, false is obviously false. Now consider this case. When both the things are true, the result would be false. This is the case of exclusive OR. And instead, if you would have had inclusive OR, it would have been true. Inclusive or simply OR also, it would have been true. So this is the difference between inclusive and exclusive OR. So the rule is that P exclusive or Q is true only when one of P and Q is true and the other has to be false. That means in case of exclusive OR, either P or Q, one of these two has to be true and one of them has to be false. Next is negation or denial, and I'm sure you must have heard this word also, negation or denial. We generally use it in our day-to-day language, denial. The denial of a statement is called the negation of the statement, denoted as this. You have P, you have negation of P is denoted by this sign. For example, negation just means you just contradict that statement. P is everyone in Germany speaks German, and negation P would be it is false that everyone in Germany speaks German, right? So this is the concept of negation, simple concept. While forming the negation of a statement, you can use phrases like it is not the case or it is false that. We often use these kind of phrases also. It is not the case that such and such thing is true, or it is false that this happens. For example, you have P is all integers are rational numbers. So negation P would be at least one integer is not a rational number. How do you form negation? I am saying all integers are rational numbers, right? This is P. Now in order to form negation of P, what you will do is you will have to negate almost each and every term. You will have to consider each term. So all integers, for all will have at least one integer. Now it was all integers are rational numbers. At least one integer is not a rational number. So in negation you have to consider almost each and every term. It will be better if you negate the statements term by term. So it will be easier and you won't commit mistakes also in that case. So if P is true, then negation P must be false obviously, and if P is false, then negation P must be true. That is quite obvious. Negation means just to contradict the statement. If P is true, negation P is false. If P is false, negation P is true. Truth table will be, we have true, false, negation P is true. For true it will be false, for false it's true. Now let's see negation of negation P. If you consider negation of negation P, now that means just negate this column. Now false will become true, true becomes false, and now just see these two columns, P and negation P. You can see both the columns are entirely same. See, P and negation P, this column and this column are entirely same. So this is quite obvious also. In fact, P is equal to negation P. This is a fact that P will always be equal to negation of P. And the rule is negation is true only when P is false. Obviously P has to be false, only then negation P will be true, right? So this was again a very simple concept, but yes, I would suggest you to, whenever you are supposed to negate a particular statement, just go term by term, and you are more likely to read the correct answer and less likely to commit mistakes. Next we have is quantifiers. Quantifiers are phrases like there, exists and for all. These phrases are called quantifiers, right? And negation of quantifiers, again we have already discussed negation. If P is there exists a number which is equal to its square, how do you negate it? There does not exist a number which is not equal to its square. There exists, there does not exist a number which is equal to its square, a number which is not equal to its square. Simple. Now again, P is for every real number x is less than x plus 1. Negation would be for every there exists a number for which x is not less than x plus 1. So these concepts are quite simple. Once you practice some question based on them, you will be able to easily understand them. If you have got any kind of queries on the topic, you can post it for free on our discussion board of askiitians.com. For doing so, just go to the website askiitians.com, go to the discussion board, and as soon as you select the option of discussion board, on the right hand side you will see the column Ask Experts. In that you can select the category of the question, for example say algebra, and just post your question. You can also attach any kind of image with the question. Then just click on Get Answer, and the Ask IITians experts will give you the answer within the duration of 24 to 48 hours. Well, I hope you must have understood the concept of disjunction and the difference between inclusive OR and exclusive OR, as well as the concept of negation. Now in the next session we will be switching to implication, and we will discuss the various types of implication. You will get to know that basically there are 3 types of implication, and then we will also switch to the concept of contrapositive and converse. So stay tuned.